Our next story has been making headlines and sparking outrage, with everyone from Viola Davis to Kim Kardashian calling attention to the death penalty case of Julius Jones. In 1999, 19-year-old Julius was arrested for a murder in Oklahoma, a crime for which he has maintained his innocence. And despite a criminal trial allegedly fraught with inconsistencies and racial bias, Julius Jones has been sitting on death row for 20 years. But after a public outcry, a powerful social media campaign, and the determination of his family, his supporters ask, will there finally be justice for Julius? Joining us with an update on this high-profile case is Julius' sister, Antoinette Jones, and Justice for Julius campaign director, Reverend Cece Jones Davis. Welcome, ladies, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Let's get into this, ladies. So, Antoinette, I'd like to start with you. You were only a teenager when your brother Julius was arrested for the fatal carjacking that took the life of a businessman by the name of Paul Howell. What do you remember about that traumatic time in your family's life?
So mostly what I remember is that Julius was at home with me the night that Mr. Paul Scott Howell was murdered. And why it was so significant at 13 was that I thought I was going to get in trouble for being a part of eating Julius's birthday cookie. And so my oldest brother had eaten most of the cookie. And I was like, man, why did you do that? Now we're going to get in trouble. And so why it was so significant was because Julius noticed it and he waited for mom. He paced back and forth within the living room and the kitchen, waiting for mom to come back home from taking my oldest brother, Antonio, to work. So that's something I won't forget because I thought I was going to get in deep trouble.
Wow.
Cece, your last name is also Jones, but you are not related to Julius or his family, but you started a grassroots effort to prove his innocent. What drew you to this case?
Yeah, so I watched the last defense that Ms. Viola Davis and Julius Tenen produced in 2018 on ABC, and I just couldn't rest. I was living in Oklahoma at the time, and I just, I was not going to be able to know that someone could wrongfully be on death row in Oklahoma. I'm living there, and I just go on with my life as if, everything is okay. And so I connected with Julius's lawyers and with his family, and here we are today. To God be the glory for all the things that God has done.
Wow.
Amen.
Let's touch on that for a moment, Cece. When you say the trial went wrong, tell us why you think this was a wrongful conviction.
Yeah, absolutely. At the trial, even the attorneys at the time, the public defense team, they knew that they were overwhelmed and underqualified for this. They had never tried a capital case. One of the attorneys had just passed the bar exam, and there was pivotal information that they did not present in court. And so once the prosecution was done, the defense stood up and said, Your Honor, we rest. That means, and they sat back down. And they did not present any evidence. They did not call any witnesses to the stand. They did not call upon the alibi. They did not show a picture that was taken 9 days before of Julius that would have shown everybody that he didn't even fit the description of the shooter.
And what was the alibi,
Cece?
Cece, what was the alibi?
Yeah, that he was at home with his mother, fathers, and sister, Antoinette. And for some reason, the defense team didn't think that was credible enough to put them up. But the problem with that is that it was the truth. The whole family says they were watching the crime on TV, the announcement of the crime, as sitting in the living room together that night. And so many things went wrong, but it's also really important for me to say that Julius did not have a jury of his peers. There was 11 white people, one person of color. One juror came forward to report that another white juror said, let's just take this to the back of the court and shoot him and get it over with. And that person remained on the jury and voted, of course, for his conviction and then for his death. And so when we talk about the trial issues, I mean, there were so many things. And that was 22 years ago. And we're just hoping that Oklahoma will get it right now. The man's time is running out, and we need Oklahoma to get this right.